For the United States, deposing a head of state has often been the easier part. What comes next is where the trouble lies. They learnt it the hard way during previous regime change operations in Afghanistan, Iraq and Libya, where early tactical achievements paved the way for occupations and unintended consequences. This time around, as Trump captured Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro, he covered his bases, announcing soon after that he won't take the risk of somebody else taking over.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years.
Trump says the US will run Venezuela until a safe transition. But what lies on the other side of this temporary fix? Meanwhile, Supreme Court ordered that Vice President Delcy Rodríguez assume the role of acting president of the country. If the United States enters into talks with those left behind in Caracas, opposition leader Edmundo González Urrutia seems to be the obvious choice to take over, given that he was already recognized by Washington as the Venezuelan legitimate leader after the 2024 elections. Gonzalez, currently in exile, enjoys the support of opposition forces, including the most influential figure among them, Nobel Peace Prize laureate María Corina Machado. Machado has asserted that the long-suppressed opposition is now prepared to assert their mandate and take power, but Trump himself is doubtful.
Are you aware of the location of opposition leader Machado, and have you been in contact with her?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
Mr. President,
do you have any hesitations about Machado?
Mr. President, on Monday...
Oh, I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have the support within or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect to be the
Mr. President, is it possible that the U.S.
It's a very fine line for María Corina Machado between celebrating what is a regime change that the Venezuelan diaspora is celebrating globally versus, how she comes to power, if she does come to power, whether there is some form of other transitional government. So, things that have been discussed include a military junta with second or third tier armed forces leaders who would oversee a transition together with a civilian cabinet.
A constitutional transfer of power would be the safest choice for the United States, if it wants to avoid the other possible scenarios of a military coup, a civil war, and the emergence of an even worse autocrat. None of these scenarios would bode any better for US interests than they would for regional stability. While the US has tied up the dictator's hands, the future tense for Venezuela so far holds nothing but a question mark in sight.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.